Hey everybody, Billy Beige here, and there's been an update on the Beyithirr crowdfunding, and I wanted to go over that and go over some of the things that are going on with it, pros, cons, things like that. But let's get into it. So they've updated when the availability for the crowdfunding will start. Originally, it was said like it was going to be around like January or so, but with the Reign of the Beast wave they have for pre-order right now, which is still up on Store Horseman and goes to the end of the month, um, they wanted to space it out because that is not a huge wave of figures, but again, it's at Christmas. It has where it would have been right before this, so they've pushed back the Beyithirr crowdfunding till March. So March is the window that they're going to try to start this in. Now, it it was said by some people. I saw some people talking about it where they were saying it's a pre-order, not a crowdfunding. Now they do say in their write-up that it's like crowdfunding slash pre-order, but with this, it still has where it has to meet a minimum order quantity. So if it has where only 13 people back it, I'm sorry, they're not making 13 22-inch tall dragons. It has to be that minimum order quantity. Now, back to the crowdfunding. The crowdfunding isn't going to be on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Is Indiegogo still a thing? I don't know anymore. But it's going to be on storehorseman.com. So in March, go to storehorseman.com. They'll have where they have it set up for this crowdfunding. And with it being on storehorseman.com, if you have any of their Four Horsemen gift cards right now, or you're getting some for Christmas or whatever, you can use those towards purchasing Beyithirr. Also, they will have a pay in four option for people with US addresses, apparently. So you can actually pay in four for Beyithirr. Now, that pay in four option is backed by a firm. So you'd have to go through a firm to do that loan through there because it is a loan. With larger purchases like this, because we don't have the exact price there, but it was going off like where I had pre-ordered another big toy for 2025, the Imperial Knight from Joy Toy. Even though I got a good deal for that, I still needed to put down a down payment for it because it was over a threshold of an amount. So be prepared to pay for that first installment when you go to do that pay in four. Just a heads up from me. Also, that is like a hard check on your credit. It does count as a loan there. If you have where you use a firm anyway, just be aware if you do get approved for this, you probably will be denied for another large purchase after this. Just saying, just put it out there. Don't ask how I know. I just know. Ha ha ha. But yeah, storehorseman.com will be where the crowdfunding is. What they've also said is that there is exactly how did they put it? They put it as there will be stretch goal figure inclusions to be revealed. And from what I've seen in like the forums, stuff like that, it seems like those figures will be a stretch goal. So, like, hey, again, this is throwing out random numbers out of my ass. Let's say it's 200 Beyithirrs. Let's say 2,000. 2,000 sounds like an insane amount. 2,000. Let's say 2,000 Beyithirrs get made, and they have a stretch goal for if 2,000 Beyithirrs get made, they'll have where it's like, hey, we'll do this figure, we'll do this figure, and it has where like that could add up there, so they add more to it. It could have where it's with the dragon, but I think more than likely it will be additional things that you could also purchase separate from the dragon as well. Because like the dragon is a big purchase. Some people just have where they just want to collect figures. So if there are figures here and they unlock and they have where you can purchase those separately, but it also possibly aids the crowdfunding of Beyithirr, that's awesome. Everybody has where they have a chance to get something if that's how they do it. I'm hoping it is. Another thing they went over besides the crowdfunding part on their website It'll only be on their website, but other retailers, like their approved retailers, Big Bad Toy Store, other smaller ones, they could have it if they purchase it as part of this campaign to resell later. So if a retailer has this, they had where they spent their money on this campaign to get it to resell it. So if you see someone selling it for like more, it's on them, or it's just where they're doing something cool to have it, stuff like that. So it's only direct from Store Horseman. Anyone you see outside of this had where they purchased from Store Horseman for this crowdfunding. Just saying, everyone should know that now. Done. Moving on. Um, they're still working out the details on this because it is an unprecedented scale, a level of detail, number of parts, because this is a lot going on with this guy. Paint apps, whole rigmarole of it. Because like there are, if you break it down, you can get a lot of it's like maybe that arm or maybe both arms, you can get that to like maybe one set of tooling there because it's so big. And it's not like where you can have where you have it into what they have right now, where it's like they have like a tooling that has a separate one pulls out and it's got like a head, the torso one, stuff like that, and you just pop it into there and then you go into the injection molding machine and go pump, done. No, this is going to be so big, it's going to be its own thing. And just looking at those wings where it's just those huge sections of there, just trying to figure out like maybe like half of it ends up being one, or maybe they're able to get both in there. It's a lot of cost for this tooling for this. It's going to be an insane amount to get this thing made. Just saying, from what I know of everything with toy production and stuff, and it's woo woo. But they're working on that. They're going to figure it out and find out what works correctly for the fans and what works correctly for them. So another thing that was pointed out, it was mentioned, um, they do not have an exact cost yet, an exact single thing there. But what was said in the write up, there was stuff said outside of this where it was like, oh, it's not. It was said there was not going to be more than $600, more than likely. But looking at this write up, we're going off this write up. Someone suggested that the cost of the dragon will be similar to what we've paid historically for larger waves of Mythic Legions figures. And it was said that that was a good measure to use for planning purposes. So this is fantastic. I got to break out my receipts. Big old nerd here. And let's just go over some of the larger waves released here and prices. And trust me, this is going to be something. So there is a butt ton of Mythic Legion waves right now. You see them on Source Horseman if you go there. Mythic Legions, Mythic Waves. Um, Obviously, first big ones to knock out, and I do not think they are talking about these monster waves right here. The Mythic Legions 1.0 wave. I just want to go over this because it's just a neat fact. Um, this was a 34 figure wave. This is massive. This is unruly. This is ridiculous. This was a Kickstarter. So this is what got out there. This price of this wave, when this happened, because again, this is all like the initial figures and things like that have where they anchored this wave into our hearts. This original wave was $1,050. So yeah, but that was that 34 figure wave. Yeah, 34 figure wave there. The next monster, unruly, insane ridiculousness that was another Kickstarter was Advent of Decay. If anyone says that these waves will be the benchmark for the price of this dragon, they need to get out. They just need to get out because, damn, the Advent of Decay wave was 43 figures. 43. It is a monster, unruly thing they said they would never do again, and thank goodness they haven't, because this wave was $1,315 for this 43 figure wave and so many extra accessory packs and things like that. $1,315. This is not what this dragon is going to cost. If someone says this, they are insane. Get out. Just get out. Now, for more recent, actual, useful numbers here. So, some of the other bigger waves were like Aether. Aether was 10 figures. We're not even going to talk about Aetheron's dozens, 13 avian figures there because I can't find the price. Two, it's 13 figures. It's back there. Out, out, throwing it out. We're going to other big waves. We got Aether. Aether was 10 figures. We got Lithia, 11. We got Poxus. Poxus was 10. And then we got Necronominus and Rising Suns. Now, Necronominus is a 11 figure wave, I believe. It's 11 figures here. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 figures. 11 figures here. Necronominus to pre-order. The all-in was $560. There we go. $560. If this dragon is $560, fantastic. That's exactly what I was hoping for. The next one, next most recent one, this was 2023, we're 23 Legions Con. Rising Suns. Rising Suns was another one. I believe it was 11 figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Something like that. It is 550. So we had 560 for Necronominus. We had 550 for Rising Suns. Just to throw it out there, Poxus was 480. These are 10 to 11 figure waves here. If it is around this for this dragon, I think we are good. It is a good benchmark there. So again, if you want to set a benchmark for Beyithirr, for saving, for planning purposes, for figuring out what you want to set aside or how much you need to set aside each week, each 2 weeks, each paycheck, I would say aim for 600 because shipping is a thing and taxes are real in some places apparently. I don't understand how some people get to pre-order stuff without, buy stuff without taxes. It's crazy. But I would put that benchmark, put it high, put it so you have a uh, a buffer there, if you will. If these waves were like 550 and 560, set that benchmark for 600. Start saving right now. We're almost to the end of December. Like how many weeks we got? We got one. We got 1.5 more weeks, and then another 2 months to March. So that's for me anyway. That's for 5 paychecks for me because mine's dumb. The campaign itself would probably, let's say, the campaign. I imagine at the least would be a month long. So that's another 2 paychecks in there. If I had where I did 200 a paycheck, I'd be 100% good because you aim high. So when you kind of like go under, you're not hurting. So again, aim for 600. That's from Billy Page. Aim for 600. Get you that like sweet buffer zone there, and you should be set for the Beyithirr pre-order. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Was this helpful? Are you going to plan like I am for this? Will you be trying out the pay in 4 option? Is that something that like actually makes it a more viable thing for you? Does that enable you there? Let me know down in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. If there's any more updates, I'll keep you up to date on there. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you in 2025, guys. Later.